A little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. What I want you to want, what I want you to feel, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, watching you, turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here 'cause you're all that I got. You're gonna listen to me like it or not, right now. Hear me out now. You're gonna listen to me like it or not, right now. The way I did before, don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. I can't stand the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. I can't stand. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored. Time won't change. Don't turn your back on me. I won't be ignored.
Begin log. This is Dr. Danny. I'm the man of the co-workers of the facility. The head of the railway, Sir Bertram Topham Hatt, doesn't know about our true appearances. What? Ugh. Okay, fine. I'm coming. Hold on. End log. Begin log. Because of the amount of what we had done in the facility, it's obvious we need an engine. Luckily, Sir Tomar had brought one of his engines. Number 2, who had just arrived with a train. And I think his name was Edward. So he's gonna be used as temporary until we can get another engine to work in the facility. So far, he's been difficult. He's been doing a good job.
Things are going well.
The trucks in line stuff.
I know how.
We tried our best to find some research about our work, but with no luck. But Edward's doing a good job.
At least
that's all I can say.
Quiet for myself for once in a while.
Oh, well, Edward is busy shutting trucks right now because another engine just delivered them.
At least things are going good.
So, like I said, we've been trying our best to find some research
hope that
to figure out some good stuff and some bad stuff, but it's from some other reasons, since it's alright. So, I'm just gonna put this down to my other homies. End log.
Begin log. This is Dr. Dan. We've done it. I can't believe he's done it. Dr. Phineas Taggart finally managed to find a way to create large amounts of energy. He's been in his lab for the past few days researching something, and he's finally revealed it, and it worked. The answer to everything was agony of all things. And let me explain. Dr. Taggart has believed human emotion is a lot more powerful than we all believed. We all thought he was just crazy, but he proved us wrong. He showed us this machine with what looks to be a crown within. He revealed it to be the recently discovered King Godred's crown. He said that the energy of agony can stick to things over time, and King Godred's crown was full of this energy, from the wars, deaths, and betrayals it had been through. It then showed his machine harnessing this energy, and it began powering everything in the vicinity around it. It was genius. We finally have a way to create enough power to open windows or even doorways into other worlds. We're going to become gods. End log. Begin log. It worked! We've done it! We've opened a doorway into another world. However, the product wasn't what we were expecting. Once the doorway opened, mist began to pour into the room. We managed to contain it within the room, however, Dr. Emily is gone missing. We presumed he was locked in the room, but once the mist dissipated, he was nowhere to be found. We've come up with a theory that the mist was the doorway, and due to Dr. Emily being in direct contact, he was taken to another world. We tried opening the same doorway to bring him back, but no luck. He has been deemed killed in action. Some have been rather skeptical in staying in the same room as the mist, as we still aren't sure if the mist itself is the doorway or it creates them, and Dr. Emily still was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. What we need is a test subject, but who? I wonder. End log.
Begin log. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry, I just went to do some stuff for Mr. Tiger. But, however, something weird came on the cameras. Apparently, a number 9 engine a yellow tank engine known as Tomar, had just arrived with a goods tray, but with tankers with it. He just stripped them out and shut them in the siding.
Safe here. Wait,
He
what in the world
was talking,
is that?
and then some steam came out and shot over him. I don't know what's going on, but got on him. After the smoke and the check in the engine, it was also declared that this engine would wait for the all clear signal. After we gave him that, he set off and left with a cloud of steam.
However, something got shocking in the cameras and very confusing. It seems when number 9 was being shot by some smoke, or the mist you might say, apparently some of it got in his funnel, and it got stuck into it. It looked like some proportion on his funnel, but we'll keep a better eye on him in case something weird happens on Sodor, or him, or whoever came by here and got spread by smoke or fog or something or whatever like that. Edward is also doing alright. We put some chemicals on his funnel while he sleeps. It seems that Edward was getting more and more qualities in his funnel. He was more silent and more clumsy. See, but the worst thing I can ever say is that he even talks to himself. The camera's calm that, and he keeps saying some things I couldn't describe. What he's saying is unknown. Perhaps we need a new text subject for this one. We'll also keep a good track of eye on him. And log.
Again, log. We made some disturbing discoveries about the mist and the quantities of a few days ago. We decided and managed to get a hold of another engine as number 2 was getting more and more unstable. We managed to get another engine once the top of its engines. A Class O, a diesel shunter. He's a British Railways with BR Class 08, a shunter named Diesel. Apparently, he was taking a freight train and had to spend a whole night in the facility. We managed to tell the fire control about that, and he agreed. He bought the story and all that stuff. We have Edward shunting him in the shed. Diesel was trying to tell Edward what was going on, but Edward gave no response. We did hear him have a conversation with Diesel for a little while. Until Edward
gonna go right with you in there.
Edward was silent first, and then he looked at Diesel, then he looked back at his buffers, right? And then he went out of the facility shed. Once doors and windows were ceased, the room was flooded by the mist, until Diesel was soon out of sight, and sounds and screams were heard from the sincerely shed. We tried to empty the mist out, but the controls failed, and the screams got louder and louder. Soon they finally ceased, but what we saw was horrified. It was Diesel. However, there's something different about him. He had black eyes with white pupils. They would look like holes, but he had extra eyes, and with a crooked smile, I couldn't believe what I just seen. It was horrifying too. He looked very disturbing. Me and Dr. Dan tried to tell Mr. Tigrant that we need a new energy source, but he isn't budging. I'm fearing it might be doing some bad energy source, and so does Dr. Dan, who is also fearing that something might go wrong. End log.
Begin log. I tried to tell them that Agony was going to be the end of us all, and I was right. We opened the biggest doorway than we ever had before. Instead of just one item full of Agony, we had several powering the doorway. Then something came through. It was this massive creature that I can't even describe. It began attacking and killing everyone. I only just managed to escape that damn control room. I came across Dr. Taggart as I ran through the halls. He was laughing like a maniac. And that's when I realized that he'd been infected by the mist for weeks, and this was his plan the whole time. I managed to hide in his security office, and I've sealed the door, but they don't know I'm here. They keep banging on the door, but I don't know if they are real. They aren't my colleagues, not anymore. There's a way to override the system and shut down the machine. I gotta make my way to the control room. But in case I don't make it, you have to... No, get back! Phineas!
No,
you don't have to do
please,
this to
I
me.
beg you, please! I just hope this can go away anytime soon. Something's not right. How can this be so long? I don't know. I'm not gonna get away with it. Tomar? Are you okay? You have been acting weird the past few days. What's up on your mind? I don't know, driver. This mist should have been gone by now. I know that the radio said the mist is here, but it should have gone away by now. Very strange. Very strange indeed. I guess the weather must have done something to the mist, Tomar. You know how it is. Stan, I think Tomar might be onto something. Something feels off about the mist. What? Don't tell me you're buying what he says, Frederick. I mean, I've been looking over the weather reports all morning. There were anything supposed to be any mist coming this time of day. What's going on? Look, I'm pretty sure there's a good explanation for all of this. What explanation or not, I want to get out of here. I don't feel safe around the station. We are not leaving Croc until all the passengers are aboard inside the coaches. We're not leaving, and end of... Whoa, hey, what's going on? Tomar, run as fast as you can. It's not safe. Oh, thank God. That was close. Is everyone okay? Yes, Tomar, everyone's okay. Oh, thank God. The engines! I hope everyone's okay. But still, I'm proud that I survived. But I'm worried about my friends. This is all my fault. I should went back for them. It's okay, Tomar. None of this is your fault. I promise everything will be okay. Okay, driver. Alright, let's see if we can find anyone here at Napa Station. Hopefully somebody won't be here too far. Oh, hello Molly. I wasn't expecting to see you here.
Yes?
Wait a minute. Molly, what are you doing with those coaches? Isn't Gordon supposed to take them?
Gordon was feeling sick, so the Fed controller asked me to put the express.
Oh, okay. That's understandable.
Never isn't usually like that.
I'm sure he's probably fine, Molly. Okay, Molly. I decided to go to the mainland. My crew and I are going out right now. I'll see you around.
Okay, Tomar, be safe. Oh, and also, Tomar, you better be careful out there. It could be dangerous.
Thank you for the warning, Molly. I'll see you later.
Driver, I think I saw someone.
Really, was it?
I don't? Lab will it is. I don't know, but it is a tank engine. Maybe it's Thomas or Tomar.
Edward, is that you? I can't believe you're right. It's so good to see you again, Edward. I passed a few engines. I passed Murdoch, and I don't know what happened to Nia, but I don't know what to say. I'm just so happy to see you, and Edward. Are you alright? You look weird today, and you smell kind of weird. Are you okay? Edward, what is the matter with you? You're kind of creeping me out now. Edward? You alright?
One day, Thomas the tank engine was collecting some trucks from the clay pits. Fergus and Derek were there. They just arranged the trucks for him. "Hello, Thomas," said Fergus. "Hello, Fergus," replied Thomas. "Now remember, Thomas," said Derek, "be careful." "Thanks for the warning, Derek," said Thomas. "Now be careful, Thomas," said Fergus. "There's plenty of mist going about." "Don't worry, Fergus," said Thomas. "I'll be more careful." Soon, the guard blew the whistle, and Thomas was off.
Around 3:20, we got a radio broadcast from Her Majesty's government about possible air raids on certain areas in Great Britain. Since this is quite important information, the broadcast was redirected all across the island so that everyone could hear it.
We interrupt regular programming to bring you a message from Her Majesty's government. Please stand by and await further information. This is an emergency warning from the BBC. Information of a possible nuclear strike against this country has been received. The current threat level is critical, meaning an attack is imminent. Civilians are advised to stay in their homes. Evacuations are currently taking place in the London, Manchester, Birmingham and Leeds areas. If you are in these areas, police will lead you to safety. Follow their orders without question. If you are not in these areas, you should stay at home unless police tell you otherwise. All non-essential telephone lines have been disconnected for military use. You should begin your preparations for the strike. Collect 14 days worth of essential supplies such as food, water, medicine and clothing. Ensure you have a battery-powered radio with a change of batteries for the duration of the sheltering period to ensure you can listen to information and be all clear. Nuclear strikes create fallout, deadly dust which will spread for hundreds of miles and will affect everyone in this country, no matter how rural the area they live in. This deadly dust will cause radiation sickness followed by death. You are advised to build an inner refuge in the lowest and most central part of your home, as far away from external doors and windows as possible. Use non-flammable materials, such as doors, tables, chairs, and use bags or cases of sand to bulk out the shelter. You and your family should remain in this shelter for the majority of the 14-day period you will remain at home. You will be unable to leave your fallout room. Collect water now. Water services will be disconnected to prevent major fallout contamination, and if you do not collect water now, you will not be able to collect it during the sheltering period. Collect approximately 3.5 pints of water per person per day. Nuclear explosions have 3 main effects: extreme heat, extreme light, and a shock wave blast. People in major cities which are likely to be targets are being evacuated as the explosion will destroy anything in its path for at least 5 miles. The areas in which police will be unable to evacuate everyone, a siren will sound to alert you that you are potentially in the blast radius and evacuate to safety. Those that do not hear a siren should not evacuate as they are not in the blast zone and should spend time constructing an inner refuge. We can now confirm the trajectories of the missiles. They are London, Manchester, Birmingham, Leeds, Glasgow and Bristol. If you are in or within a 10-mile radius of these cities, evacuate now. Failure to do so will result in certain death. NATO is now in discussion with various nations to discuss what action should be taken against the Soviet Union. France and the United States are preparing for counter-strikes. The Queen will make a speech after the strike.
The second message was directed from Sodor, indicating that there were possible air raids coming for us. That was what scared a lot of us.
This is a message for the Icelanders, Sodor, from the mayor
Mavis. There's been reports from Her Majesty's government that there are possible airstrikes coming to Sodor shores. Please be advised that evacuation has been approved. Several military units from the British Army are coming to oversee evacuations. The Serbian Congress will also be assisting the Incans and other victims of Sodor. You have a choice to evacuate the people. Again, this is only a possibility, but we are taking these precautions now just to be safe. Evacuees will be sent to Barrow and Furnace for safety. Barrow is currently being turned into a security point between Sodor and the mainland. Good luck to all of you, and may God be with us all in these troubling times.
Some of the people and engines had been around during both world wars and had seen firsthand how devastating even one air raid could be.
After we heard all that, the engines and the road vehicles feel like they're not safe in Sodor, but the drivers and all their friends told them that everything will be okay. Everyone was very worried about what could happen to them if they got affected by all this, and they also hope somehow the Britain people would be okay. It just take time, they would say. Sodor has been getting a lot of fog recently and causing so many problems for the engines. The engines have to be very careful and go easy with their work. Otherwise, they can get into a huge accident. The flight controller knew this and told his engines to be more careful in future. Tomar decided to take his break in the sheds to get some little rest. As on his break, his crew were there too in his cab. They were talking about what's going on today. Tomar looked over and saw that Oliver was sound asleep. Oliver was sound asleep like a little bird. But as soon as Tomar blinked, he saw that Oliver and could have sworn that Oliver had one eye and looked like he was misaffected and his mouth was covered. But when he blinked, he was back to normal. Tomar also said that Oliver was bursting tears. Something could have happened to Oliver while Tomar was asleep, or maybe Tomar was just imagining things. Tomar asked his crew to take his pilot train, but Tomar's crew had thought and agreed that something is not right today. So much has been happening, it's probably best to start from the beginning. The next day, it was still misty. Tomar was talking to Ben. Ben was telling Tomar to be careful in the fog and that Tomar was a clumsy engine and he should take advice from him. But Tomar told him to bug off and know what he was doing. The guard blew the whistle and he set off. He was making good speed, but he had to be careful, otherwise they could have gone to an accident or something like that. were calling him into his cab. Tomar's fireman claimed that something's not right with his miss and that they should go back. Tomar's drivers were trying to calm him down, saying that he's probably just scared. And once they get this job done, the better. These passengers are counting on us. However, Tomar came to the suspension bridge, and something was happening. Tomar felt like the coaches are biffing, bashing, stopping. Yeah. Tomar felt hearing whistles everywhere, but there was no engine there. Tomar was struggling to get on across the bridge. He thought he was being pushed back. Something was not right. Tomar came to a halt outside Welshwood Station when he saw something horrifying. It was something he never want to see ever again. It looked like Nia, but something was off about her. She has been infected by the mist, or something like that. It looked like her face has been fading, and looked like her holes in her mouth. Worst of all, she was smiling and began puffing more, asking Tomar to join her with a deep tone. Luckily, Nia got switched on Thomas's branch line right now was singing, and Henry was telling Waver to be safe. Upon arriving and surprisingly at Henry's tunnel, Henry came out of nowhere and parked beside us. He looked in awful shape. Henry was very surprised to see Tomar still alive and well. He's certain that he was dead, but Tomar don't know what he's talking about. Tomar told Henry what he was saying. Henry told us about the explosion and all that stuff. Didn't you heard it? Tomar was confused and told Henry he had no idea what he's talking about. We asked Paul, Henry's driver, about what was going on, what's happening. He said the mist was leaking out some chemicals causing engines, people, animals, and road stock and road vehicles to turn into horror monsters, and Neil was one of many. So they decided to head down the line to Mavis Station to see either to find him or survive, and they hoped that Benny was still there along with Jessica. While Tomar was trucking by to the sheds, they were crying coming from the sheds, but Tomar and his crew didn't want to risk themselves and kept going. While we went backwards, we stopped at Mavis Station to take a feet. While we stopped, we saw Connor sitting in the other side of the station. He said that he and his passengers and his crew were going to escape to the mainland. Henry didn't want to leave his friends, but Connor told him that the mist had gotten to them and they were dead. He was irritated at Henry, but didn't want to talk about it. He noticed Tomar gasped and said he could have sworn the mist had got him. Tomar told him he didn't know what he's talking about. All he noticed he had passed the train when he went up the hill. That's where he saw Nia. Connor, Henry didn't understand, saying the mist had arrived 2 weeks ago, and there was no thing as a nearby passenger train. And that moment, Connor was about to leave to the mainland. The kids said they can come with us, but they weren't coming back for us if we stayed behind. Most of Tomar's passengers went straight to Connor's car as he's much faster. Tomar was disappointed that he had to leave his railway, but he knew it was for the best. Henry was extremely upset. He said he didn't want to leave his friends, but they told them that they were wanting to escape. He eventually had to come with us, so they're going to head out now. We were getting close past by Ellsbridge when we saw him. He was shrouded by mist, but the number 2 and the sidewalls and the wheels and the shape looked all too familiar. He looked completely horrible. Out of nowhere, Connor shot past, telling us not to stop, but they paid no mind to him. They went after Henry at full speed. They began to charge at him, telling him, "Come on, Henry, let's go to Crew to get your fireballs mended." Henry was scared and he told him he don't want to. He ends to chase after him. I hope he's okay. So far, no more signs of Connor and Henry. Sorry, hope they're okay. We're gonna spend the night at the Ellsbridge sheds to stay in the night. And we're gonna keep some people out in the night to look after us and the coaches to hope nothing happens. Hopefully everyone is here by tomorrow. Bob? Bob? Come on, Bob. Don't play around. Please answer. Anyone? Oh no, not Thomas. No, not Thomas. Now, who am I going to erase now? When this day is over? Now, Birdie. Now. Just because Bob didn't answer doesn't mean he and Thomas and the farmer are dead. Alright, Birdie, we'll be right back. We're going to find supplies and we'll keep going, alright? Oh, Thomas. No, not Thomas. Please get out of my head. Please. It's not my fault. I couldn't do nothing about it. Please. Alright, Birdie, we're back. Wait, Birdie, what are you doing? No, Birdie, please. No, Birdie. Finally, I'm gonna be free from this hellhole. Thomas, I'll be there soon, I promise. And then we can race again up in the sky. So, Thomas, how did you manage to survive on the misinfections? Well, Percy, I'll tell you, but it's a pretty dark one. Are you sure you guys want to hear it? Yes, Thomas, we're dying to know what happened to you. Okay, Gordon. Now, settle down and let me tell you a story about my and Annie and Clarabelle's escape. Well, that was close. We're gonna sit here, Thomas, and then we're gonna keep going to try to get off Sodor, okay? And search for survivors. Reginald, you're alive! Yes, I am, Thomas. Anyways, we better stay here so we can rest. Okay, Reginald, if you say so. Hey, Reginald, I think there's another engine over there. I can't see it clearly. Really, who is it? Can you get a good look at it? I don't know. It's a pretty small engine, and look orange. It might be Billy or Nia. Thomas, get out of here now, please, before it gets you. Please, go, Thomas, now, go! Jesus, that was close. Thank God that engine got away from us. But I hope Big City Engine's okay. Wait a minute. Is that who I think it is? Percy! You're right!
Hello, Thomas.
We are so happy that you're right.
Indeed, also, Coach, indeed. And before you ask, Thomas, no, we're not alone. We got another friend here. Come on out, Gordon.
Hello, little Thomas. Gordon! So, yeah, that's my story. Wow, Thomas. That's so horrible. I wonder where Toby is. Yeah, and I wonder how Reginald is doing. Yeah, me too. Oh, man. I just hope everyone's okay. I hope Tomar and Timothy are alright. Don't worry, Thomas. I think they're alright. So, Percy and Gordon, how do you two survive? Well, Thomas, it's a long story. Yeah, you want to hear it? Sure, why not? Alright, Percy, we escaped. So we're gonna go find some food and water and then we'll keep going, okay? In a minute, alright? Alright, driver, take good care. Gordon? Wow, Percy, that was some escape. Yeah, I just hope Timothy and Tomar are okay. Me too, Percy. Me too. Wait a minute, I just realized something. What is it, Percy? Gordon hadn't told us about his escape yet. Oh yeah, where did you escape, Gordon? Well, little Thomas, are you sure you want to hear it? Yes, but first, where was Dominic and Old Slowcoach during the time? Well, what I've been told by Old Slowcoach, Dominic was at Tim's station during the time. He was busy sleeping when the explosion occurred. Then he saw the trucks get mutated, and somehow he managed to survive. And as for Old Slowcoach, she was at Crosby Gate Works during the time. She was with Fearless Freddy, and when the explosion hit, they saw me passing by with the express, and Freddy went off to the hills. Old Slowcoach waited for someone to help her, and then a few minutes later, well, not a few minutes later, like a few hours later, we came in, and then we took her away. And then we went out to find Dominic. Once we did, we took them to Kirk Roman Station to take feedback. And while me and Percy were away to take on coal and water, Old Slowcoach and Dominic said they could have sworn they saw Montague puffing away and were heading straight for Tim's station. So we decided to head straight there, but we didn't want to risk any more dead engines. We feel like Montague might be killed or try to alive. We don't even know. So we decided to go to Ulster Castle to take shelter. We were surprised to find that Stephen, Glenn, or even Millie are there. Huh, weird. Yeah, but I think we should rest here for now. Okay. Wait, Gordon, what about your escape? Where were you during the time? Oh, yeah. You sure you want to hear it once again, Thomas? Yes, Gordon, I do. What about you, Percy? Yes, Gordon, I do. Okay, sit down, little engines, because here is a story about how I escaped. And this is a story the Big Blue Engine told. Wait, is that who I think it is? BoCo? How are you still alive? Well, I was taking the goods train passing here, and when I arrived at Tibet Station, the explosion came along the mist rolling in, and I hid in the shed. I also found Dominic further down the line. He said that he was at the coaling plant during the time, and he saw the trucks getting mutated. Somehow he survived, but he was thankful too. So we hid here. And Gordon, I'm also glad you're here because I'm going to go out looking for survivors, and I want someone to look after Dominic, so could you look after Dominic on your journeys? So, also, I'm using your coaches, just 'cause I couldn't find any coaches available, so yeah. Yeah, he's going to go out, so can you look after me, Gordon? Of course I will, Dominic. And yes, BoCo, you can use my coaches. They're over there. Okay, thank you, Gordon. Okay, Gordon, I'm off. I'll see you later. Bye, BoCo. So, what now, Gordon? Now, Dominic, we're gonna go down the line looking for survivors. Okay, here we are, Willsworth. Hello? Anybody here? Caden, you're alive. Oh, hello, Gordon. I was supposed to see you here. So, Caden, where were you? Oh, I was taking the goods train during the time, but then this mist rolled in, and then sirens flare out. I managed to make it all the way to, to random docks and stuff. Oh, that's good. Anyways, what are you doing here? I'm just going to look out for survivors, that's all. Okay, cool. I'm trying to look for Tomar, Ben, and the rest of my friends. Have you seen them? No, unfortunately not. Sorry. Well, thanks for telling me, Gordon. You're welcome. Anyway, I'm going to go look for survivors. I'll see you later. Alright then. See you, Gordon. Bye, Caden. Gordon, look! Wait, what? Oh my gosh. Old Slow Coach. Alright, Gordon, we got Old Slow Coach and Dominic. Let's go find somewhere to hide. I think Old Cows is closed down for a bit. Let's go hide there. Okay, Percy, if you say so. that is certainly a good story. Well, thank you, Gordon, for that. No problem, little Thomas. Always happy to help. Anyways, we might as well rest here. Agreed, Thomas. We better get some sleep before we go out and look for survivors for right now. Alright. So, what now? I guess we go to sleep, like I said. Okay. Good night, everybody. Good night, guys. Good night. Good night. Good night, little Thomas. Ugh. I'm so sorry, old friend. No, I'm stuck. This is bad. This is very bad. I woke up to find out that one of the men had stabbed one of the passengers. He had dark face as Nia and Edward, and tell everyone and kept asking everyone to join them. Then until the men began moving and uncontrollably. I hear snapping of bones and coming towards on his body. It was an awful sight. He then stood up asking his wife and son to join him so they could be complete. Soon, Jamal, Tomar's driver, pick up a stick they found from the ground and stabbed it right in the middle of his face. He soon began fading into the mist as though he was part of it. And while the man was on guard, they were ambushed by these birds. What the hell even is this thing? We decided it's best to go down the line to see if they can find Connor or Henry or anyone else out there. Hopefully it won't be too long. We were about to pass Crosby when we saw 2 sets of express coaches, but they were red on the siding. We didn't know how they got there. Nobody's in the coaches, thank God. We didn't even bother checking the station for a while to see nobody's there. It would probably just be a waste of time. Tomar and the driver were confused. They decided to keep going out of line. Hopefully, whoever got those coaches, which engine, hope they survived. Tomar suggested they should keep going, and so they did after checking over the coaches. We were just about to go up Gordon's Hill when we saw 2 other express coaches had been derailed. One of them was a brake coach who had been derailed. These coaches were like Connor's coaches. We didn't know how they got in there. Dad told remember that Connor didn't even have a brake coach when they arrived at Navarre Station. It was confusing. We don't know how those coaches had gotten there, but we assumed that Connor must have dropped them off or derailed them by accident. We decided to keep going out of line up the hill, and we didn't bother to check the coaches. Like I said at Crosby, it would just be a waste of time. Just we went down the hill and around the bend, we saw a little blue engine. At first, we thought it was Percy at first because of the shape, but we realized the engine was blue. He was damaged, broken, he was almost out of coke, but the number 13 tells us everything. He was extremely sad. He groaned in pain as he kept reversing. This whole thing must have took a toll on him. We soon arrived at Mainland Station to take refuge for a while, and then Ben finally spoke. He said that it all started when the facility was being built, and that he was set to transport goods there, and they needed for an engine there, too. Edward was sent there to help out, shutting in the trucks and the yards until Sodor Matt gets a new engine to help out the goods work. So far, Edward has been difficult because he was always complaining about, he worried about Bill and Ben and stuff. Even when Ben arrived to collect some trucks to take it with him down the line, Edward had a bad feeling about this facility. Ben, I don't like you here at all. Why is that, Edward? Well, I keep seeing these people doing these weird experiments in this facility. It's like But then a big mist rolls in, and along with sirens, and a massive creature just roared out and ran over Sodor. The mist was so much. Ben tried to pull the train. Edward tried to help, but Ben told him to run, and that is not safe. So Edward did as he was told. With one last heave and hoey, Ben finally got the train moving. He raced as fast as he could away from the facility, as fast as his wheels can carry him. Last day he heard a whistle. He was surprised to see Neville, the Q1 engine, racing the opposite direction. Ben whistled for him to go back, but it was too late. Neville had been seen since. Unfortunately, some engines were transported to horrible monsters, while others were lucky to be spared. Ben began to cry, saying, "Why him?" We didn't believe him, and Tomar was looking at Ben with confusion, said there was no roar and there was no explosion, and everything was fine until yesterday when he was with him at our station. Ben looked concerned and said, "Nafford? I haven't been to Nafford over a few weeks now. I don't know what to think anymore. The little engine's no hope." But Tomar told Ben, and along the passenger said that everything would be okay. Montague, where have you been? I'm sorry, sir. I was at Brennan Doug's with a few engines, and then we got attacked by Donald and Douglas. I don't know what else to tell you about it, sir. After I promised I promised Tomar I'd take care of his coaches for him. What happened to Tomar? I don't know, sir. And I also promised Ben I'll take care of Jessica for him. Like I promised Edward, I promised to take care of his branch life for him, in case something bad happens. What happened to Edward? You don't want to know, sir. I also promised Ben that I'll meet him at his station, so I'm gonna head out now. Alright, Montague, be careful. I will, sir. While we were sitting here thinking what we should do, we saw Montague pass with two Brancicos with the green coats that just missed going worse. What is going on here? Why will Montague be racing away from the mainland? Perhaps we would go all the way to Timmins Station as he was hanging there anyway to look for him. Ben said he was with Montague a few days ago along with a few engines at Brennan Docks earlier, but they were attacked by two engines who put through trucks and gave all the other engines deaths. We might go check it out to see when anyone else made it. While we saw that engine again. I think I recognized those two landslide codes along with Jessica behind him begging for him to stop and let them go. They won't confirm exactly who it was. The next day, we decided to head up down the line to Timber Station to see if we could find Montague or anyone else out. Hopefully it won't be too long. We soon arrived at Timber Station when we saw another Great Western engine sitting on the other side of the platform. Tomar barely had to see him, but then the face of Joy Queen turned face of fear, and that's when we knew we lost Montague. His face wasn't a mess, and looked like he looked like he was screaming. Oh my god, I couldn't look away when I saw his face. Parts were taken off him. He was missing his side rods. And that was pretty much it. His eyeballs were gone, and his face was faded, and it was leaking out blood from his mouth, but mostly his eyes. But instead of face of joy, it was face of fear, and he was eventually screaming. Tomar and Ben began to cry, but mostly Tomar says Montague was one of his good friends ever since Montague managed to impress Toby all those months ago. Ben began crying, saying it was all his fault and he didn't deserve to be saved. We asked him what he was talking about, how he knew Montague would be here. He said that Montague was going to escape to the mainland and go and try to find Angelica. He only found Jessica, and that was it. We told him it wasn't his fault. Since Ben said that he was going to meet him at the Timber Station and that he didn't have to blame himself. While we stayed, we saw Eagle. He was sitting there by the corner. He was crying. He said he knew what happened to Montague. We were horrified after he finished. He asked us have we seen Isabel and Dorsey. We told him no, but that didn't help. He eventually had to come with us. We coupled him up and took him along for the ride towards the sheds. big surprise waiting for us. We never expected to see Oliver in the shed. He was hardly mutated, but still he saved Oliver that we knew and loved. He was extremely sad. He pretty agitated too. He was also agitated at Tomar, but he didn't want to talk about it. He was more agitated with the ending who didn't pass them. And like I say, he was agitated at Tomar, but didn't want to talk about it. But then the mist was getting darker and darker. Oliver yelled the engines to get in the shed, so he did. We got Ben, Tomar, and the rest of the passengers from the coaches into the shed, but we couldn't get Eagle. He looked down in the mist with a voice we thought was Isabel and Dorsey telling him and Oliver to join them. But Oliver was smart. Isabel and Dorsey said that it isn't as bad as they thought. Then the points began changing. Oliver begging Eagle not to listen, but it was too late. He was gone. Oliver said, "We must all be careful because the mist gets darker every single time. If it gets dark, then something bad's gonna happen for those who hear his call." The mist went down, and Oliver says, "Good to head out." We decided to go to Bread and Ducks and find someone who was there. Hopefully, it won't be too long before those things come back. Why is so quiet in here? It seems so busy in here, as far as I know. We soon arrived at Wellsworth Station where we saw Nia a few days ago. Oliver and Tomar are concerned about their safety, and they're worried about what could happen to the rest of the engines. But as they were saying that they heard a whistle coming from the fog, it was Ben. What in the world is Ben racing so fast? What in the world are Reginald and Nigel doing to him? They're going to get himself killed. We were about to pass the scrapyard where Edward had rescued Trevor. And speaking of Trevor, he was also there in the shed. Trevor was looking sad. He was telling us about his experience. Apparently, Trevor was wearing the orchard until the mist rolled and the sirens blared out. We asked him if any engines passed by. Apparently, while Trevor was sitting in the scrapyard shed, several engines had passed by. First, it was Duck who was racing backwards. Next was a green diesel who was taking a goods train heading for Brennan Docks. And last but certainly not least was Ben. He said that Birdie was with him too, but then he went off to clear his head off because he said he kept hearing the voice inside his head. But he also remembered seeing Connor pass by one fateful night as Birdie was gone, and then he heard a big crash coming from the crossing. He did say he heard Connor screaming his head off, and then he heard a big crash coming from the crossing. And suddenly, there were no signs of Birdie or Connor, but he did hear Connor screaming into the distance. Alan was heading straight to the docks, or Sodor. We couldn't believe what Trevor just told us. Trevor began to cry, saying that Jem came back a few minutes later. He said that Birdie didn't survive. He said they found Birdie all mutated and dead, and there was no saving him. He said that Birdie killed himself because he was worried about Thomas, fearing that he might be killed. And that he said something that Birdie's driver was also killed himself just to be with Birdie again. He said that Thomas was escaping in the facility, and then, boom, the radio went out. Believing they were gone, Birdie decided to take his own life. And then Birdie's driver took his own life because he was good friends with Bob and Ted, Thomas's driver and fireman. And soon, everything was gone. Trevor began to cry further as he was looking sad at even more. He was asking us how we seen Edward. We looked at each other, and Tomar looked at Oliver, and Oliver looked at Tomar. We decided not to tell Trevor, or we know that it might be worse for him. He could end the same fate as Birdie did. Trevor looked at them, knew what just happened to Edward, feeling that he might have been dead. And he already knew the answer, what happened to him. So at that point, Trevor decided to stay in the orchard for a while, but he decided to stay in the scrapyard, knowing to be safe, and wait for Jem Cole to come back. Soon, we decided to keep going and look for Ben. We wished Trevor goodbye, and we set off. Turned around the bend when we saw Ben sitting in the crossing, looking extremely sad. He was looking at something very, very shocking, and when we turned, we were horrified at what we had seen. The smoke revealed to be Birdie the bus. He was all covered in flames and smoke, but we all know that he was dead completely, and he was no longer alive. We realized Trevor was right. Ben began breaking down in tears and said that he lost Birdie because Birdie and him were good friends. Tomar told Ben that he will want to keep going, and soon we decided to keep going. at the Brendan docks. We were hardly see what was going on. The docks were filled with dead bodies, and there was lots of monsters. It was a horrible sight. Tomar uncovered from Oliver and decided to head off to find more survivors, see what we could find at the Brendan docks. While we were searching, they saw Mavis, the far quarry diesel. There was no saving her. She crashed into some trucks and was heavily breathing. It was hard to do, but we noticed she was in pain. As we came along the track, we also saw a rectangular shape. At first, we were confused to find out what was going on. Then we saw the look on the engine's face. It was a diesel engine, and we knew we lost Bowler, or aka D261. His face was battered. All the time we saw his face, it was dented and bruised. We all saw he was turned, but instead of a face of happiness, it was a face of fear, as he was eventually screaming. On our way back, we decided to take a little break to take refuge for a while from searching. It was very hard work, but while we looked up, we were horrified to see Cranky the Crane. He was very happy to see Tomar alive and well. He told Tomar to stay safe because he didn't want to talk about it, but we can also see since Porter and Salty are not here, he can already guess what happened. But Cranky told Tomar to be careful because there could be mutants still here. Tomar thanked him and we set off to go back to our friends. While we were on our way back to see Oliver and Ben to tell them what they saw, the dogs grew darker. We thought we were safe. Sadly, that wasn't the case. We've been unfortunately lured to a trap. We were horrified to see Donald and Douglas taking Ben and Oliver hostage. They asked Tomar if they wanted to play a game with them. We didn't get a chance to respond and said that until the crews forced us into the games.
Where are we going? We need to get off this island as fast as we can, Dad. Now, if we take this track straight to Crosby, we should be safe, and then we're gonna go to the mainland to get help. I hope you're right, Bash. I would get off this hellhole. Bash? Bash, you alright, brother?